Hi and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca and it is the 3rd of December. Happy 3rd of December everybody. So I have the next AMZ Advent gift to open, and I also have another one from Kim. I had two that were roughly the same size, so I was like, okay, we'll go for one of those. So Advent first, and today's Advent is one of our popular items, but we have a trash tray or touch of zest tray, depending on what you want to call it, but it's one of our trays in mini for popping all your trash drills in, basically. We've also included a grip mat. So these are clear, but they are sticky, so you can stick them on your desk or on your project and then pop this on. And what they'll also do is when it's fresh, it's extremely sticky, but they will also stick on an angle. So that's stuck to my finger with all its lovely natural oils, and that tray is not going anywhere. So absolutely great if you work on an easel or a drafting table or something like that. Look, one of the printers did that to me today. It's one of those kind of days. So yeah, that is today's gift. These may be slightly different colours between calendars, but yeah, you get a little touch of zest for today. And then let's have a look what I have from Kim. I'm still doing my jigsaw. In fact, I'm going to be doing my next day's jigsaw when I'm done here. Oh, I recognise these boxes. Maybe that's why it's the same size. We have disguises in here. Loving the recycling, Kim, because these boxes will last for a good while. So let's have a look. What have we got? Oh, we've even got the tissue paper. Tissue. Oh. Okay, I'm in. So this is a note from Jim's Handmade Pens. Ooh. I was like that. I was thinking, there's no way there's a pen in there. There is. It's one of these little diddy ones. Oh, that is gorgeous. I'm going to have to use that one tomorrow because I've already picked out a pen for today. But yeah, this is from Jim's Handmade Pens. A little thank you note for Kim for buying one of the pens, and that the tips are interchangeable and can be replaced. If they come loose, wrap scotch tape or washi tape around the bottom of the tip. The tips aren't original tips. They don't carry the stainless steel ones. So yeah, so they come with the little plastic tips, which of course I can switch out for one of the metal tips if I want to. But that is absolutely adorable. Thank you so much, Kim. I do have a little white one, which I have actually changed the tip from, so it's very nice to have another one, and in the absolutely gorgeous colour of blue. So that is going to be my pen for tomorrow. Very much appreciated. Love the reusing of the boxes to hide what it is. Absolutely love it. Makes me want to know what's in the other one now. That's the same sort of size. But we have some diamond painting to do first. So we are on the diamond painting with the charts. You can either use the paper chart, or if you email me your order number, I will send you the PDF charts that will work in Pattern Keeper or Markup RXP. But what you can do, and what I have done, and I'm trying not to show too much so it doesn't show sort of the full image, is you can grid this up into tens and it will give you 60 across and 60 down, so you will end up with even squares. So what we're going to do is a 3x2 block is one cover paper. So we're going to do a 3x2 block. In fact, this top 3x2 block is what I'm going to work on today. However, I do have it in Pattern Keeper. So I am going to bring my tablet over. Come on. And I do have it in here. I also have all my Woodland Winter's Tale that I've been working on. I'm on day 7 now because I just delete them once I'm done. They're still in my drive, so I can always pull them up again. So yeah, we're doing a 3x2 block for day 3. And if you want, you can. I used to do it with my other Heaven and Earth design. But if you get like one of these Edding 8404, this is basically, it's a permanent marker, just this one is a really, really thin one. What you can do is I tend to put a little dot on each number 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and that allows me to sort of see where my 10 line is. And pop that across there and then do the same across the top. 8, 10, and then I do a quick look over just to check I've not managed to catch 3 instead of 2, and you can draw yourself your little grid lines that may or may not help. To be honest, I've not been doing it on my other one, and of course this pen I haven't used for since I finished my last big one. 2, 4, 6, 8. I do actually need to move my cover paper down just a smidge. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I do need to move that down just a little bit. So yeah, I'm probably going to do the next one without a grid line, but because I've already 8, 10, because I've already put 2 of them on here, I feel like if I don't put the 3rd, oh, I'm trying to get my pen going again. I'm scribbling on the sticker on the front of the box and it's not happening. I have another one that I used to use with my Heaven and Earth design until it started playing up. This looks like it still has a little bit of juice left in it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it is that line there. But I think with the next one, I just won't do it with a line. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what works best. So for the chart to art one, so far I've not been doing a line on it. So we'll see how much I like it. But I'm going to start with the number 6 because it has got this big row here. So on the beginning of the chart, we've got a nice long line. Block our rows in so we know where we're working, which is always good when you sort of start one of these, is you can start from the top and literally count down 20 and you know the sort of block you're working with then, if you decide not to mark it up. Either works. What you can do, if you do find that maybe you're on the paper chart or it's the first time ever that you've done this, it can take a little while to warm up to. So one thing I do suggest, if you've never done a cross stitch sort of conversion, so a cross stitch chart to a diamond painting, even though this is of course made as a diamond painting, then maybe do one 10 by 10 square at a time. Just concentrate on one and get one done and move along. And then maybe the next section that you do 2 at a time and do 2 all the way across. And build up. It takes a little bit to get familiar with working with a chart, crossing things off as you go, all that sort of stuff. If you've never done it before, just takes a little bit of getting used to, but not a huge amount. So let's mark off all the way down to there and give it a tick, and that's now marked off exactly the same as what I've done on the diamond painting. So let's zoom in. I've left my grip mat on the back of that so it doesn't stick to my desk, and I'm just going to go back upwards now because I do prefer putting diamonds in from the top down. By the way, this pen, this one was gifted to me by Cindy, and I'm just going to grab a glue dot for it because it is being a bit of a pain. It's basically sunk in a bit too much, so I'm trying to squeeze another glue dot in on the top. See if that works. Dab it on my hand or on my face to make it a little bit less sticky. But yeah, this pen was gifted to me by Cindy, and I'm going for grabbing matching trays where possible. It was between green or purple, but I figured it's Christmas, we'll go for green. Go for adding some green to it. Oh, I've just not... The glue dots stayed out of the pen and on that one. Maybe I have to not top it up with a glue dot but take the old one out. This is one I've never changed over to a metal pen a metal pen tip for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it didn't want to come out. Oh no, it does come out. Let me see. Does it fit a metal one? Some of them do, some of them don't. It does. Right, I've just swapped the metal, swapped the tip completely. I do have some other metal tips, but while I've not got them to hand, we'll just switch them over. Okay, so now I'm going to skip one, move one over, and I want to do 7 of them. So I'm going here and I want to do 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. This is where the counted part of counted cross stitch comes from. Then I want to skip 4 and go right to the top. Getting ourselves a nice few stripes in the background going on here. Try and get them as lined up as possible. And that's that one. Now, because I have got my grids of 10 marked, I can go straight over to here. If not, I'd just have to count how many there is in between. 5. Try and make sure I get the right amount. So 5 of those, and then 3 up from the bottom, because I'm ignoring all these below this line. That is another day's doing. That is actually for the 11th. And quite often, especially when I start a project, I like to tick as I'm going along. I find it just makes things a lot easier. But anyway, let's go on to comments, etc. while we're doing this. So Amanda, she says, hey Zesties. She says she's so happy that I got the painting completed. She said it's always a great feeling when you're able to do that. Yes, so true. I too love being able to get a painting all done, especially when I'm then starting a project like this, like the Advent event. It makes it so much easier. Okay, 2 extras. I just followed that down. I knew full well that I was going at least as long as this part. I just wasn't sure how much longer I was going. I very often use other parts that I've already completed to let me know where I'm going next. But she says she wishes she could join me on the event. She says, but she's working on a painting for winter, with Diamond Art Club and some smaller Christmas projects, and won't have the time. She says maybe next year. She says she will watch regardless, as she enjoys my videos. Well, that's the main thing. As long as you are getting that bit of me time in one way or another, that's what this whole event was started for, was for you to get some me time, some time for yourself, on what is an absolutely crazy month, especially this year. This year seems even crazier to me. I'm hoping it's just the craziness, the storm, and then will be followed by calm and peace over the Christmas period. Grey Legrand, she says she's hitting pause. She says now she is watching 2 days late. She's working from home. She says therefore she's able to catch up a little bit. She says Thanksgiving is 2 days away and she is not cooking. Awesome news. Get away without cooking. Bonus. She says they're going to be guests instead. Woohoo! She says then Friday is Black Friday. She says, will you be buying a special Lego set? No, I haven't actually done a lot of Black Friday shopping, to be honest. There's been a couple of items that have been picked up as Christmas presents. Hubby's Christmas present was definitely a Black Friday deal. But yeah, it's mainly been if there's been something that we want anyway. I've tried to avoid a lot of the emails that have been coming through. Yeah, a few things was like needed or wanted anyway, and therefore would have potentially been in the pipeline, so they're fine, but I've not gone browsing the deals, because frankly that's just far too dangerous, and I would end up with far too much stuff. She says the sales have already started here today, she says, and she has got a delivery of The Office, the Lego Ideas set, $4.40. She said it was deeply discounted at Walmart online. Excuse me. She said it has 15 minifigures. That is a pretty hefty amount of minifigures. She says, of course, she wants a couple of their art pieces. She says it's never ending. By the way, she says she is a little more than a quarter done with her giant Garfield Christmas. She prefers larger sections because then she is changing colours less frequently. She says, so she's busy playing dots, Lego and decorating. She says, no house cleaning here. She says there's no time for that. Well, that's a good one. Ditch the house cleaning. I'll be playing major catch up probably on house cleaning, straightening, the usual washing. All the rest of that, I'll be playing a major catch up later on this week. I am so behind, it's unreal. But hey, I just figured it will all calm down, because we unexpectedly, to us as well, wasn't made a decision until on the day, brought the launch forward. There is a lot of prep, a lot of preparing and stuff that needs doing. So I've been doing a lot of prep after the post got picked up today, and then I'm doing this advent, and then I'm going to give myself an hour or so before bed to just chill, and then yeah, tomorrow it'll be getting as many orders out as possible and rinse and repeat, prep in the evening, and then go again. Is the plan. Is the plan. Right, number 6 is done. Let's go for number 7, because that's the next big long one. Plus then we're still working on the background, which I think is kind of nice. Sort of get the background done and then start bringing in some colour in a bit. Sherry, she says, what Disney did the girls go to? She said, did they go to France? Yes, they did. They went to Disneyland Paris, had an amazing time. Megan's hurt her knee walking so many steps the whole time. So she's still movable and stuff, but yeah, she's now having to take it easy with her knee. They were all completely wiped out right near the end. I think they'd planned 3 nights in Disney, 4 days. So they had a very early morning flight and then a very late evening flight. But they did sort of stop earlier than they planned. They all felt like they'd done everything they wanted to do and they were exhausted. So I think they got to the airport fairly promptly. And yeah, ready to come home. They were ready. What we do in the craft hell, she says she doesn't know what it is. She says, but you make the heaven and earth design whips look so relaxing, she says, even though they're chaotic. And that's where they're getting used to it and the sort of practice comes in. And that's why I do very much say, you know, if need be, take it slowly to start. Get yourself familiar with, you know, the different way of working the craft, and it will start coming to you more and more that you do it. So if you are finding that you've, you know, never done this before and it's a bit, just do one section, leave another section for a completely different day. Just, you know, spread it out so that you can enjoy the process, give yourself time to get used to the process. There's many people that have never given it a go, and when they actually have, they've really quite enjoyed the process. So do give it a good go. Don't give up too early on, but do take it slow and steady if it's something that you've never done before, because it is great fun. Great fun to do. And if you have got any form of tablet, either an Android tablet or an iPad, I say you can contact us for the PDF version, which can be a little bit easier for you to mark off, or do what my mum did with her Heaven and Earth design, and what I did at the beginning of my Heaven and Earth design, which has got a whole lot more colours and is a whole lot harder to do. And just do it on paper and colour it in as you go. It's like you colour it in on here and then you colour it in on the chart. And yeah, it's great fun. It is really good fun. It is worth giving it a go. And it is a small one. So even if it does take you, you know, quite a while to get used to it and stuff, there is an end in sight because it is a small one. Right. Charisse says, interesting, she needs to try this. That's on the Heaven and Earth design. Well, if you picked up one of our kits, you can try it on this one. It's quite nice that I've got to the comments on my Heaven and Earth design at the same point I'm doing a different one of like a cross stitch version and moving it over. Does look very weird with all those green stripes though, I will say. Julia, she says, how does she figure out what canvas size she needs when it's a Heaven and Earth design. Okay, so a Heaven and Earth design chart is of course made for cross stitch. While many of us diamond paint them, they are made for cross stitch. So they will tell you the size of the cross stitch in stitches. So for example, it says 100 stitches by 1000 stitches. Let's just try and keep numbers round-ish. What you want to do is times the 100, sorry, camera cut me off. What you want to do is times 100 by 0.25. And the reason you're timesing it by 0.25 is because basically you can get 4 square diamonds in a centimetre. Yeah, so if you times it by 0.25, 4 of them equals 1. Joys of fractions. So if you times your 100 stitches, for example, by 0.25, you will end up with 25, which basically means you need 25 centimetres going across. If you had it 1000 stitches long, which is actually roughly what mine was, mine was 999 stitches long, you will need it by 2.5 metres. So 250 centimetres, which is how long my Heaven and Earth design was. So yes, you times the stitches across by 0.25 to get your width of your canvas, and then you times the other number by 0.25 to get the length of your canvas. If you get an odd number, so if you end up with 20.75, then you need 21. And you may just have one little sliver of canvas down the side left over, like 1 diamond's width down the side, but you can always chop that off, cover it with washi tape, whatever, to make that one work. So yeah, that's how you work out the size of the canvas that you need, and then you can go shopping and pick it up. Right. Number 7 is all done. So let's bob that one away, and then I'm going to do the letter M, which is the main rest of the background. Sort of gets all this filled in before we then move over. Trying to find it. Trudy, she says she had her 5-year-old grandson today. She says she has got him tomorrow evening and Saturday evening with his sister. She said he's a loon. Absolutely love it. He's a loon. Yeah. Joys of boys. That's what I say. Though, having said that, one of my girls was a loon, so it's all good. Liv, she says she thinks she heard me mentioning police interceptors. Yes, somebody was watching it. I remember reading out a comment where somebody's hubby or somebody was watching police interceptors. Can't remember now if it was hubby or themselves. She says she loves that programme. She says especially watching our delightful members of society. Those are the ones that get arrested or get nicked. Yes, some of them I do wonder how they manage to still be alive. Put it that way. Aaliyah, she says she's been busy with assessed PowerPoints and a digital video submission for uni. She says there's also an essay to do that's due early Jan. But because it's due early Jan, she says that's paused for now. It's a lot of juggling to do in uni, that's for sure. She says 400 words done of 2,500. She says on Sunday, she says she'll need to go to reception and get her Advent. She said it was the only way she could get to December without opening anything early. Absolutely love it. Love it, love it. She says, okay, she says she's editing now. She says she's not sure where her last update was in relation to her mental health. She says, but she's spoken with a GP and they have increased her antidepressants. And as soon as she can get those, she says she can see if that helps. She says, fingers crossed. Well, they're crossed here for you too. Well, they are for a little bit because I'm struggling to hold my canvas. She says sleep, nightmares and flashbacks side to things, she says, are yet to improve. I think you're ready for Christmas break from uni. She says you probably noticed the very strange hours, she says, of me catching up on last month's videos. I do see the comments coming in more at different hours. If I catch who's left it, then sometimes I think, oh, you're up for a late night. But then sometimes it's those that are in other time zones anyway. So what I think's late is probably quite reasonable for them. But yeah, do take care of yourself and make sure you get some good rest and recuperation when it comes to Christmas break, because it does sounds like you need it, my dear. Debbie, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she's watching this in bed. Very comfy place. She says she has an awful cough and cold courtesy of her 3 young grandsons. Aren't children the best for sharing? I have only just really got over the cold that my girls gave me. I don't know which one of them gave it me. They both had it. But yeah, I have only just got rid of the sniffles and cold that my girls passed on to me, and it seemed to linger with me a whole lot longer than it lingered with them. I know that for sure. I've definitely had it for longer. Sorry, I'm just checking I was putting that in the right place. Lady Dax, she says Sunday is nearly on us. Yes, the Advent has now started. Oh, one more. She says she's wondered if we're all ready for it. She says she sort of is. She says she's really looking forward to opening an Advent each day too. I wasn't, just in case you didn't guess. It coming on a Sunday completely flummoxed me. Well and truly. I don't think I was anywhere near as prepared as I wanted to be for Advent to start, but it's all good. I'm getting in the swing of things now, and yeah, I'm just going to continue filming at the moment each evening. I may try and catch up at some points at the end of the week, you know, and do a couple ahead to give myself the weekend fully off. But yeah, not yet. Okay, 301, number 2. So now I'm just starting over this side and I'm going to work my way along depending on what we've got. But this one's quite easy because I've done all that background and done all that counting. I'm literally just drawing an outline around here and I can just follow it all the way around the inside of this oval. Tiffany, she says, oh, the spring grass, she says, causes havoc with horses most of the time. She says most of the time, spring is the time of year where calm horses lose their chill and become difficult to work with. Oh, I didn't know that. I do remember asking Tiffany the other day when she said she didn't like spring because of the horses. I remember asking her why. So there you go. If you see a psycho horse in the spring, don't hold it against them. They might not be like that all the time. They might be, but they might not be. So give them a little bit more leeway in the springtime. Okay, that's all my number 2. Oh, it looks like we do number 1 as well. And we're doing the same again. That's easy enough to follow. Debbie, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, in regards to her daughters, she says her eldest has 3. The next daughter has 4 and 1 due in May. She says, and the next 2 daughters have 3 each. She says her 3rd youngest lives opposite the road from me. Oh no, move. So she says, so it's very convenient for her to ask me to mind them when they were little. She says, but she just can't say no to her. She says one of the grandsons is the one that does karate and competes around the world. She says, so she looks after the other 2 grandsons when Morgan is competing. She says the youngest starts play school in April when he turns 2. She says, so that will free me up a bit. Yes, and you need to just tell them to slow down now. Slow down if they want babysitting anyway. I mean, it's one of those. At least you get a full night's sleep if they don't get roped into having them overnight. Or maybe that's where you should start. No more overnights. Stick to daytimes and see where it goes from there. Because that sounds crazy. Okay. What you can also do on Pattern Keeper actually is you can press and hold and tell it to mark all unfinished stitches on the page. However, don't do that on this one. I do that on my chart to art one because it's only the one piece that's in there. So when I've done the whole colour on it, I will mark it as done. Whereas with this one, what you can do is press and hold and choose all in the square, and then it will mark all of the ones in the square. The only thing to bear in mind is, of course, this one is going into 4 different squares. So it's easier to just go in a loop. Okay, I want the letter F. Now I can hit the search button and tap on F instead. I just then have to remember to go back to marking it. So 703. Aaliyah, she says she used to separate the colours, she says, from her hammer beads. She had the original white lid box and the red lid IKEA ones. She says she then used them for a design, get to needing the last 2 to 4 of a particular colour to finish off and couldn't find it. She says she couldn't substitute for any other colours and her physical disabilities made hammer beads a challenge. She says she's right-handed, but she could only complete hammer beads with her left hand without knocking them over. It's amazing how some things you need to use your non-dominant hand to make it work. Leah also says, she says, no, not the big light. Yes, I am different to most. I very much prefer daylight. I feel like I can get more done. So in turn, I want the big light when I'm getting stuff done. I need the big light, and it needs the white bulbs in them, not the yellow ones either. Not the yellow warm glow bulbs, nah. Give me the bright ones. That's what I want. Right, what are we going for next? We're going for number 8, because that is my most bottom left colour. That's my default. If I don't know where to start, I go for the most bottom left. So we've added some green. Now we're going to add some red. Get a pop of red in there. I feel like I need to sort of chase this one around. Double checking it as I go before I mark them as definitely being done. 3, and then I've still got 2 more there. Sometimes I count them as I'm going as well, so I can count them again as I mark them off, and hopefully they match. Kim, she says, your mum worked on that 2-metre long heaven and earth design, she says, using only the paper chart. And she's done a shocked face. She says she has superpowers. She's very impressed. Yes, she did. She did exactly the same heaven and earth design that took me 4 years. So Max Colour, she did the Max Colour as well. Max Colour Little Dreamers tree with just the paper chart. So she did get my dad to do them bigger, to make the chart bigger for her. She did 1 square at a time. So that's another reason I suggested just doing like a 10 by 10 square at a time, if you know you're new to it and stuff like that. I mean, my mum's, while it was her first cross stitch to diamond painting, she has been doing cross stitch for years. So working from a paper chart to do crosses on fabric is second nature to her. So to do that with diamonds, oh, she absolutely loved the process. But yes, she did it all on a paper chart. She did 1 10 by 10 square at a time. Pretty much at least 1 a day. Occasionally she would do a few in a day, but at different times. So she'd do 1, she'd go and do whatever around the house, and then she would come back and do another, and so on and so on. So yeah. Roxy, she says, it is still chaos here. She says, but she has got her Christmas tree up. Yes, we have now. Tree is up, decorations are up, boxes are back in the loft. Calm is restored, sort of. Not around me, it's not, but around the rest of the house it is. It's just need to get on top of the housework and the straightening up. I feel like a lot of things I ordered for my daughter and my son and stuff the other day has all started turning up. So it's just sort of all floating around the house. Whoever brought the parcel in decided to put it. So I do need to sort that at some point. But that's a later in the week problem. She says she's unpacked the important bits, but now she's doing 1 or 2 boxes a day. And that will be the way to do it, Roxy, because at the end of the day, sometimes it's just tidier in boxes, is it not? Is it not just tidier to just be in a box than out of a box? I know the boxes will end up getting annoying and looking messy eventually. But for now, yeah, just doing a couple of boxes a day, now you've got your urgent stuff, is definitely the way to do it. A much nicer way to do it. Okay, we are getting there. Debbie, she says, hi Rebecca again. She says, this is brilliant news, she says, about the chart to art. Oh, I was looking at that and thinking it was an AB, and it's not an AB. And I had no idea. I know, it's because it's B5200. That's what's made me think AB, just because it had the letter B in it. Anyway, sorry, back to normal chitter chatter. So Debbie, she says, it's brilliant news about the chart to art charts. She says she has the floral one and the Christmas one. She says, but she's in no rush to start them. She's doing a Dreamer's Design one and a Heaven and Earth Design one. So she says, so she is more than happy to wait. She says, and thank you for all the effort. She says, into everything you do. She says, you make me very happy. Oh, so glad I could help. I have really been enjoying it, actually. The floral ones are done my side. So Diamond Art Studio, in fact, I think they've just put an announcement up. They need to do the stuff their side to get it on the website. Spookmas, I am not quite finished. I've done a chunk, but it's not quite finished my end. So that's been delayed a smidgy bit due to launch. I need to prioritise getting orders out the house, and then I will finish up that one once I get that chunk of time, and then I just need to work on last year's, so 2023 Christmas one. I'll be working on that one afterwards. So hopefully over the next, I don't plan for it to take forever, because it will stay in my brain as a to-do list, and I don't want that. Plus I enjoy it, so I would much rather get on and get it done, should we say. So yeah, I will be working on those, and then now there is familiarity, because I've worked with both the software that the diamond paintings are created in and Pattern Keeper. I've passed on all the tips and tricks that will make things a lot easier going forward, to get things more synced up, and get it as PDF charts available straight away. I know me and Sam are going to have a long chitty chat to work through all the little little bits that I've noticed when doing it, the little quirks, should we say, that you sort of get used to. I'm going to go through all the little quirks, so that things are sorted. Right, sorry, where am I now? On number 4. Say I'm just working the most bottom one is what I'm working on each time, working my way along bit by bit. And then I want a 3 there. I class that as a 3, though it's probably an L or a T. Melissa, she says she's heard me mention my mum's Heaven and Earth design a few times. She says, and she had not discovered me yet. She says, back when you had completed yours. She says, would you be willing to slip in photos of yours and your mum's, to whichever WIP and chat you read this comment on? She says, if you can't, I understand. It's hard to photograph. I've even tried to photograph for my logbook, but my mum did exactly the same Heaven and Earth design as I did, so they do both look the same. even though she completed it quicker. But the best way to see it, if you go to my Heaven and Earth Design massive project, I've got a playlist. If you go to that playlist, at one of the ends will be the completion. That's the best way to see it, because I'm pretty sure I laid it all out in the shop and panned all the way down it, so you'll be able to see it better. She says at the time she's watching this, she said she's had her Thanksgiving dinner with her sister and grandniece. She said we had the very best time. Her daughter was so surprised to see her cousin. And when they got here, her daughter Paige was upstairs in her apartment because they live in the same building. She said she sent Danny up there to knock on the door to surprise her and have Paige and her girlfriend come down so we could all talk and they could all talk and catch up while she was wrapping up the cooking. She says the conversation was fun and hilarious. She says, and the turkey was da bomb. She says, hope you're doing well. Love to you and the Zesty family. Oh, thank you. Yes, we are doing great. It's chaos, as per usual, but we're doing great. Oh, I've just noticed, I want that symbol, 3801 AB. Just noticed there's one AB there, so I want to get that one in. Let's see if I can just get it out. Get that one done, and then I'll move on to D. On to my last one for today. Carrie, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, your Heaven and Earth design is coming along so good. She says she can't believe that the 1st of December is in 2 days. She says she's so excited to start opening her advent calendar. She says she saw her surgeon / podiatrist on Wednesday. Oh, she's still in the boot. She put yay with a sad face. She says she sees him again in 2 weeks. She said he's pretty sure that she has tendinitis. So he started her on a 7-day course of strong steroids. Excuse me. She said she's hoping that this clears it up and she gets out of the boot for good. She says she's been in it pretty much non-stop since February. She also says she gets to give the homemade Christmas gifts to her family on Saturday. They celebrate an early Christmas with their cousins from Iowa, and she doesn't want them to show everyone what she made and have everyone know what they're getting, she said, so she's giving everyone theirs too. She said, see you all during the December event. Well, I hope you had an amazing early Christmas and that they did all love what it was that you were doing, that what you'd given them. So, yeah. But yes, we are well into December now. First section is done. How adorable is this Santa in a photo frame? I do love this one. I do love how this one comes together. But yes, we have day one done of that. So we must be going on to this one tomorrow, because we've got one section of each done so far, and I've sort of done the numbers. Even though these ones, well, this one ends up in the top corner, but these are all mixed. It does sort of flip from one to the next to the next. In fact, it's that order. We start with, oh, we do actually go A, B, C, D. No, we don't. No, we don't. We go D, B, C, A. It's the order we go in. But yes, we'll be working on this one tomorrow. This one is all done for today, so I'll come out of that and that will save it ready for next time. But yeah, I hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing December. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again tomorrow.